Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to Broken Sword, the Shadow of the Templars Director's Cut. And technically, we are at the very beginning of the original cut of the game. We haven't taken any actions or done anything, and this is where it starts. You play as this character who's just an innocent bystander and in the middle of a cafe explosion, and you have no knowledge, and yet you're determined to find evidence and take the guy who killed the people in this cafe to justice. So we're going to just start randomly picking up things. A newspaper. And so here's Pierre Carchon, who was in the DLC. And here's Saladin 134-5. Let's look at everything.
The big story was about the brutal murder of a French media magnate, shot down in cold blood. The guy oozed confidence, like a regular French statesman.
So, let's read this one.
The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
He is probably going to play a part in this. This looks like somebody just snuck a picture in here.
The column was devoted exclusively to rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. The column was devoted exclusively to rumor, gossip, and sensationalism.
Now the audio doesn't sound too great, I have to admit. Being an old game, it's not super surprising, but at least it's voiced. It would have been only a couple years earlier, and this game would have had no voice acting in it at all.
I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read, Salah Eddin, 1345.
So we'll keep that. And so we know a man in a coat, the man that Nicole, I believe is her name, was supposed to meet, was blown up, as well as the waitress.
I considered straightening the table, but I figured it best not to disturb the evidence.
Let's see. And this guy in the background is just working after the explosion happened. Oh, she did survive, so it just blew up this guy. Nice. Nice that there isn't just more random
The
deaths.
sight of the dead guy's staring eyes turned my knees to jelly. I tried not to meet his stare as I searched the dead man's pockets. No wallet, no papers, no credit cards. The guy's past was a blank page.
So, it's kind of weird the director's cut element ends up with a guy getting murdered also, but not incredibly crazy since we're chasing after a killer. We have a mirror here, we have a bottle that we can pick up, and that's about it. Honestly, you shouldn't just sit down in a place that
I hope the fact that the mirror was already broken meant I'd escaped the bad luck.
Because who knows, there could be toxic dust, there could be fire risks. Almost certainly you should get out of the area. Not completely leave the area because the police might not like that, but just out in the fresh air, far enough away so you're safe. Not sitting down here, but of course she's in shock, so I can excuse that.
The mirror had smashed into 1,000 pieces. Bad luck for someone. Poor guy.
Let's see. His glasses. Is there some kind of puzzle I'm supposed to do here? Or am I just looking at a reflection and a reflection?
He was pretty mashed up.
It doesn't seem like there's anything I can do, and the only thing I have here is
He was
a
pretty mashed
newspaper.
up.
Let's grab the...
I needed a stiff drink, but I hated the taste of brandy.
So,
A mysteriously undamaged bottle of spirit stood on the bar.
let's talk to the girl then.
Oh, my head. Never again. How much vodka did I drink? Oh, no, don't tell me. What is your name, Sherry?
George Stobbart, ma'am. You look like you could use a little help.
I could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Just relax and take it easy.
She's
You've
concussed.
been knocked out.
You don't say. What happened?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
So we have the option of being a devil or an angel. And what's funny is the options are on the opposite side as they were before. So let's be an angel.
No, but I used to play hospitals when I was a kid. Can you remember anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
So I'm going to say yes, but for a concussed person, giving them alcohol is not a good idea.
Is that straight or with ice?
Just give me the bottle with a teat on it.
I guess a little drop won't hurt.
Sure it could. It impairs the doctor's ability to get
That's better.
a
She knocked back the brandy as
diagnosis
if it was water.
as
I was
far
glad
as
I wasn't
how
picking up the
much
check.
brain damage she might have. So again, we have this case of when you go into the larger zoom-ins, he is much paler than he is in. He's just a different color. I don't know why. It seems kind of strange you wouldn't keep the color palette the same.
Hey, wake up! She didn't respond. If I wanted another cappuccino, I'd have to serve myself.
She's gonna be left for dead at that rate. But maybe in case somebody comes back and tries to kill her, they'll leave her alone, thinking she's already dead. But also that means the ambulance would leave him alone, which is not a good thing.
Freeze! Hold it right there.
Oh, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that thing away, Sergeant Moo. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche.
So the police show up.
What a mess. This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop that, monsieur.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Moo?
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However, in this case, the man is quite dead.
Examine the girl and take her statement, if you can.
So we're going
And
with a
maintenant,
light comedy
to
here.
business. Your name, please?
George Stobbart. I'm from California.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobbart?
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so, apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
Did we see him enter the cafe? I think we did, yes.
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No. He was more interested in the waitress.
Did you see anyone else in the cafe?
The clown.
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon. The picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll live if she survives the hangover. She doesn't remember seeing a clown, monsieur.
That's odd, don't you think, monsieur? Who am I to believe, I wonder? Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave. I hope this little incident does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
And don't cross the road until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
I honestly believe you are in no danger, monsieur. Should you remember anything of importance, please contact me. my card.
What's interesting here is we're getting quite a lot of cinematic cutscenes
Thanks.
That is all.
right now
You
at
may
the
go.
beginning.
There's not much to go on, monsieur.
On the
actual
surface,
gameplay.
no. But what lurks inside the subconscious? If the door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
So here's the girl we played as in the director's cut. I kind of wish this game did have director's commentary, actually. And so, if I just walked away right now, I probably would be safe. And of course, it'd be a boring game then. So I wouldn't want to really do that. And it certainly wouldn't help that there's at least 5 games in the series, and it centers around these 2 characters. So we need to actually meet.
Excuse me, mademoiselle? Hi. My name's George Stobbart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yep, that's right. On vacation in Paris. Some vacation, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off?
Sure was. Sat right out in front of the cafe.
Did you notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with a hat and overcoat?
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling. Yeah, he went inside just
How
before
would
the
she
bomb
know what
exploded.
he looked like?
You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I'm Nico Collard, from La Liberté.
What is that, some kind of nightclub?
Oh, no, it's a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
Maybe he
I'm a
gave his
freelance
description
photojournalist.
to her.
Say, you could interview me about the bombing. An eyewitness account, minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was dressed like a clown.
A clown. It's him again.
So we're now interacting with her, which is kind of weird. So let's ask about Petard, let's ask about the detective, and let's ask about the clown, and then I think we'll ask about the items too.
Who was the guy you were supposed to meet?
His name was Plantard.
Plantard.
I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Well, not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation.
So a lot of these voice files sound muffled or like they were recorded in an echoey room. Some of them might even intentionally have been recorded in an echoey room. It's kind of distractingly bad. But we'll move forward and not complain about it too much. Should I exhaust everything, or should I just ask once?
Do you know a police officer called Rosso?
Rosso? Our paths have a knack of crossing. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was deliberate. Have you seen Rosso? Is he here?
He's inside, attempting to question a witness with his psychic powers.
That guy is weird.
Yeah. Have you met the clown before?
It's a long story.
I have plenty of time.
I don't.
Let's ask about this.
I found this newspaper outside the
Listen
cafe.
to how echoey
That is not a
it
newspaper, it's a gossip rag.
It may have belonged to Plantard.
So, he had a taste for sensationalist smut with right-wing bias. That doesn't tell us much.
There's something written in it. Salah ed-Din, 1345.
It sounds like a betting tip. The name of the horse and the time of the race. What do you think?
I think that's probably right, I guess.
That's what I thought. But the name of the meeting isn't given.
Well, so what? I'm not the least bit interested in horse racing, are you?
No, but it could be a clue to the killer's next move.
Do you think his next victim will be the jockey? Or the horse?
She looked at me with a playful twinkle in her eye. Okay, it's a long shot.
So we exhausted that. And if it was intentional that it should be echoey for this whole conversation, then why is it not echoey for any of the other lines of dialogue? No, they just recorded on different days in different places. Not super surprised. And fans kind of petitioned for a remake of this game, and they got the director's cut, which is not really a full remake. They could have done more, but it probably was as much as they would have ever gotten out of it as far as a profitable venture. Point-and-click adventure games are very niche, and you're not going to convince people that a brand new Broken Sword created in the Unreal Engine with 3D models of all the characters is going to be the next Call of Duty or anything like that. So I don't begrudge them that they didn't do a full remake. We don't get full remakes even right now. We get a lot of special editions and remasters that just up the graphics. And redoing the audio certainly would be an expensive thing. You'd probably have to hire new voice actors for all the games, or at least all the characters, because so much time has passed and they would sound differently.
Look, the inspector gave me his card.
I didn't know his first name was Augustin. It suits him, I must say.
So we're just kind of going through this conversation. It's only the smallest of spoilers to say these two become involved and stay involved throughout the whole series. So they are big ticket characters, and I think eventually it gets down to the point where she follows George around, and thus it isn't a case like in the director's cut extra elements where she's just talking to herself out loud. He'll just talk to her to explain to the character playing what's going on.
How did Plantard get your name?
Through the newspaper, La Liberté. I'd written an article linking two unsolved murders, one in Italy, the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantard said he could supply me with more information. Somehow the clown must have known about our appointment.
So that moved the story forward if the little flourish of music is to be believed, and that tells me I really do need to exhaust all conversation pieces. I'm almost certain I'm not going to do 100% of this game, that there will just be something I miss. We've already missed a puzzle that seemed like it couldn't be solved, but maybe it could have been. But if I don't play thoroughly enough and I just skip something, that might very well be the key pin, the keystone to the next part of the game. And so then I may have to run around and talk to everybody a second time, and that would be very redundant and be just a poor way to play point-and-click adventure games. And so play thoroughly, ask everything, even if we're not interested.
Why won't you tell me about the clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that reason enough?
I guess so. Listen, I'll give you my phone number.
Wow, you got a
You
phone
help me with
number.
my story, and I'll let you in on what I know. And let's get one thing straight right now. This is strictly business.
Okay,
Sure.
It's a deal.
I have to go develop these pictures. À bientôt, monsieur.
Fine. I'll see you soon.
She just walks right through them. No, like, pathfinding programming into the sprites or anything. They could have fixed that simply by placing him at a specific point before the conversation started, and they did actually place him at a point, but they didn't test, or they didn't pick the right point so that she wouldn't walk through another sprite. We have 2 places we can go, and we can come back and talk to this guy, but there's actually no reason to talk to this guy yet. We need to find some evidence and then try to get it to the police, I suppose, later.
The card read Augustin Rousseau and gave an address to the south of the Montparnasse Cemetery.
So, streets might become an issue too. So I was going to walk this way. And we've got something here. Let's just try to pick it up first and see what happens. This guy stops swinging as I'm walking. The whole engine stops animating.
Hey! Stop that! Get away from there!
What do you think you're doing?
I was admiring your toolbox.
Oh, eh? Had a good look, have you? I'm warning you, if you touch it, I'll crack your nut.
Okay, I get your point.
So if I want a tool, I'm gonna have to convince him to let me have one.
Set into the huge gate was a smaller access door. The door was securely locked.
So if we want to go that way, we're gonna have to get a key of some sort. And it doesn't seem like I can actually walk any further to the right. And that seems odd. But maybe that's right. Like I can walk to the left just fine. Anywhere I put the mouse, anywhere close to the left, it's recognizing it. But over here, nothing. And I wonder if that's possibly because the screen is cut off. But no, that wouldn't make any sense. If the screen is cut off, why is the question mark sitting here? Pretty. Is this a hint, by the way? Oh, interesting. Let's see. So here we have diary and inventory and all kinds of things. I could have asked for a hint when doing that puzzle before. And so we're on page 2 of our diary, which again, I feel like that wasn't in the original game. So let's go over here. It's a fast walk.
The clown had fled into this alley, but there was no sign of him now. I was intrigued by Nico and what she could tell me about the explosion.
So we're chasing after the clown, which I suppose we could have done this earlier. So yeah, I don't think there was a diary originally in the game. We got a lot of stuff to click on, so let's click on all of it.
I took a deep breath and prepared to climb the drain pipe. I guess the clown hadn't escaped over the rooftops. I decided I'd had enough of messing with that drain pipe.
So he didn't go up the rooftops? He didn't go through the window?
It smelled like someone had dumped a truckload of fish in a locker room on a hot summer afternoon.
So there's nobody hiding in there. Let's look over here.
There was nothing of interest.
Just a bunch of garbage. And this is a dead-end alley, so is he in this trash can? Nope. So he must have gone down the sewer.
The cover was too heavy and awkward to lift with my bare hands.
So now we've got a reason why we might need a tool to lift the sewer grate cover. So let's go talk to the guy and see if we can convince him to give us a tool.
Hey, you!
I thought you'd been arrested.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, gah! I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I guess.
So we'll ask him about everything. But let's start with Plantard.
Did you see an old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Quel bit. I could have knocked his block off.
Let's just stay on track when we ask these questions until it's exhausted.
Did you recognize the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His name was Plantard.
Was? He's dead then?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Now I wish I hadn't called him what I did. If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Regret and remorse are strange emotions. They really bring out the hammiest actors in people.
So, what's weird is I'm pretty sure Revolution Software is a French company, but a lot of these French accents also kind of sound fake. Maybe it's because they had English voice actors doing a French accent, and if we were to come over here and change the settings to the French version of the game, we probably would have a truer experience and a better experience. But that would be very difficult to watch on YouTube, certainly, and it would only add to confusion, which we can't really afford in a point-and-click puzzle game. Let's ask about the clown now.
Did you see a clown come by this way?
A clown? Like in a circus?
Yeah, with makeup and a big red nose.
Huh! Those guys are funny, aren't they?
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
You haven't answered my question. Have you seen a clown?
You think I've got time to watch everyone who passes by? Some of us have to work for a living.
So continue asking about the clown, I guess?
Look, I know you're busy, but surely you'd have noticed a clown.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
He was wearing multicolored baggy trousers and makeup.
He'd be a poor sort of clown if he didn't.
So it doesn't seem like we're gonna get any further with this, though.
Listen, I have to find that clown. He's a killer.
Say, who are you anyhow? A cop?
No, of course not. I mean, do I look like a cop?
No, but you act like one, sticking your nose in where it's not wanted. How do you know this guy's a killer? Did you see him in action?
Didn't you hear the explosion? The cafe was blown up.
I wondered what that bang was. Any bodies?
Yeah, an old man was killed.
Merde. I didn't think it was that serious. What about the waitress?
Oh, she's fine.
Thank the saints.
So, what if this guy is the clown, though? What if I just gave him evidence and information? That would be pretty bad. Let's see. We have a couple more things to talk to him about, but if I come back
I gotta
here,
go.
Don't let me keep you.
I wonder if we're gonna have to start over, or if just those few items will be there. We'll have to find out in the next recording. Let's see. We really haven't gone anywhere or done anything, and thus we are still at just 12% of the game. I wouldn't be surprised to find that the percentage of the game doesn't jump up smoothly. It only occurs after we do specific actions. Let's see. As far as the puzzle hint and all of this, even that hasn't changed. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me further, go to my main YouTube page. On the right is the button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And down below in the description box, I have links to all my social media sites. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.